Hello everybody, welcome to my video, Getting Tidier. I hope you're well. The first few clips show some of the tidying up and sorting out I've been doing. Certainly we are all untidy, like I always say, but we're trying to make a point of tidying up as we go along. So a couple of people have said to me, oh, make sure you close down before the end of the day. And certainly, because this accommodation is quite small, and there's not much by way of cutlery and plates and so on, if you don't tidy up in the evening, you find in the morning you don't really have anything you have to wash up before you've got any dishes. You can see the state that our table gets in very, very quickly. This is just one day's worth of stuff just dumped on the table. So I'm trying to make a point of putting all the rubbish outside, the plastic bottles that are ready to go out and recycling, and just generally keep things a bit tidier. So we're still in a place called Julian Nova, which is a little bit up from a place called Pescara. So really lovely weather. We've had a pool day, we've had a beach day when I covered myself in sun cream but still managed to not burn, thankfully, but the sun did catch me a bit. My daughter has decided that she wants to have one of the hair braids. Ladies go up and down the coast. They're like originally from Africa, and they do all different types of hair braiding, really clever. So she's going to have just one put in her hair. The lady said to her, oh, it'll last for 6 months. And I said, no. And I managed in my broken Italian to say no, because it'll need to come out before she returns back from school. But still, it's a bit of fun. She can choose 3 colours apparently, so she's gonna do that hopefully tomorrow or the day after. So today we've been to the Trabocchi coast. This is where they've got the old traditional places where they used to create and go out and fish. Nowadays they're turned into restaurants, but they're lovely to see, and the town was very pretty, so we had a little wander around, dipped our feet in the sea. I really liked the beach we were on. It wasn't quite as clean as some of the other beaches we've been to, but there was sea glass, lovely polished smooth sea glass, so that was quite exciting, and really lovely pebbles and stones. My daughter said, oh, we've got to choose 2 of our favourites. I thought, oh, please don't say that to me, I'll start collecting more stones. I don't think I've ever told you, on one trip on the way back from Sicily, we didn't know what the rules were around taking stones from the beach. At that point, I didn't realise there were really rules at all in any country. Actually, for example, in England, it is illegal to take stones from the beach. I was unaware of this. So maybe Italy have similar rules, but we were on the way, then coming through customs, and I'd found these lovely rocks that I decided that I wanted. I didn't think for 1 second there'd be a problem, and that went through the scanner, you know, the machine, the x-ray machine that checks everything. It went through that, obviously saw some very dense type objects, and of course they opened up the bag. Some of the stones and rocks and things of my daughter's, she was very small then, she's probably about 4, and they asked what they were, and I just said, you know, stones from the beach. But afterwards I realised that could potentially be seen as some sort of weapon, couldn't it? A really big rock. Anyway, they took all of them from us, and in front of my daughter they just dumped them all in the bin. I know, we still remember this from this day. I think she vaguely remembers it. But I always think with that, like in front of the child, I know they've got a job to do, but it just felt a bit mean really, just throwing them in the rubbish bin. And yeah, I guess that was because from a safety perspective, security perspective, they thought that could be some sort of weapon to use. So you can see how the kitchen area is small. So we've got the little kitchen, a little dining table, and then the sofa. And then we've got the toilets, 1 bedroom, and then we've got another bedroom and a bathroom with a shower and a sink. And incredibly, my daughter's room, well, they actually say the whole accommodation could sleep 6. There's no way you could have 6 in here. I mean, yeah, sure, there's enough beds because we've got a double bed and 3 beds, but that'd be a real squash. We were talking about it when we were sitting on the little settee area. We were like, can you imagine having another 3 people in here? What a squash it would be. It's funny really, because this accommodation is much smaller, but it's slightly more expensive than the last accommodation we were in. But I guess it's because we've got all the entertainment. So we've got, like I said before, we've got several different pools. They've got evening entertainment every day up until sort of 11, half 11, which you can go to if you want. Last night they did a children's performance, so my daughter went along during the day and practiced some Disney dances, and then all the children performed in the evening. My daughter loves all things like that, and she's very good at that sort of thing. So she was up on the stage, doing all the dances and really getting into it, which was good fun for her. She really enjoyed it. And then back at home, I found out today that all my items in the greenhouse have died. So my husband set up my whole watering system. So that watered my beans and my peas, and I moved all my pots into my vegetable garden, so I didn't have to be a hassle to anybody else coming to my garden to do anything. The greenhouse is on an automatic timer as well, morning and night. And then my husband suddenly said, I wonder whether the plants, because there was a snow tower near the sensor, the light sensor, so it's when the sun comes up and when the sun goes down. So I messaged my dad and said, would he please be able to have a look? And if the snow tower had grown over the sensor, I don't want the snow tower cut down, but could some leaves be cut off? So we went round there twice, and I could actually see him on my security camera, like walking round and round and round in circles, not able to find where this was. So then I messaged my mum, and my mum went round the house and she cut all the leaves off the bottom of the plants, so then the sensor could be exposed, meaning that sunrise and sunfall, at dusk time, the water time would go off. But my dad said he's gone round today. All the taps are seized up, the timer's not working, and the sprinkler system's not working. So I'm not quite sure what he means, all the taps are seized up, because there's only one tap, and then there's attachments on the tap. So I can only think that somebody has turned like the tap off, which will then mean, of course, none of my plants are getting any water. I can't believe it. Last year there was like so much difficulty with looking after the chickens. My mum and sister did so much to keep our chicken alive. My dad was helping with the watering and so on. My mother and father-in-law weren't able to do anything. This year I thought I won't have to ask anybody to do anything. I did ask my mum to pop in and give some broccoli to those beetles, because they're still alive. So she popped in and did that. But I thought I don't need to ask anyone to do anything. I can just rely on the water sensor. Obviously I can't. And then my dad said, oh, for all your seedlings are dead, and for small plants like that, you should have just given them to me to look after. They need to be cared for. It was a bit dramatic, really. You probably don't really need to go into that much detail when I'm on holiday. I mean, I can't do anything, can I? So what's the point of just being told that everything in the greenhouse is dead? Could have just said to me, like, the day that I was coming back, just to let you know, unfortunately, you've lost some of the things in the greenhouse because the sprinkler wasn't working properly. But telling me now, really, there's nothing I can do, is there? Anyway, I'm going to read some of your comments like I always do. So a massive thank you to those of you that are still following my journey. I know these videos are a bit different to what they normally are, and I'm quite sure that some of the videos people find boring, and I'm sorry about that, but for those of you that are enjoying them, then I'm really pleased that you're enjoying them. So first comments is from Pam. So thank you, Pam, and I hope you're well, and thank you for your continued support of my videos and my journey. So Pam says, hi Emma, gosh, what a wonderful holiday you're all having, such beautiful places. Shame about the flooding, but I suppose these things happen. Yes, dishwasher tends to be quieter the higher the ticket price. Mine is quite old now, around 11 years. It's a Miele, the same as the washer. I must say, even this, many years on, they're both quiet as a whisper, and I often have to feel the dishwasher door to tell if it's on. Must have been a good quality one then, Pam, from what you're saying. And it's good that it's still going strong after 11 years. Yes, they were expensive, but never given us any trouble, and are complete workhorses. Wow, Bluebird seeing Aston Villa train. Gosh, my son would have loved that. He's been a Villa fan since he was 5 and celebrates his 40th on the 17th of this month. Oh, the big 4-0, 17th of August. So was he one of the youngest in the school? I'm guessing he was one of the youngest. And has that affected him, Pam, at all? I always think that about August babies, because my baby's an August born. Fantastic seeing your travels, Emma, and I think you're right. That tour guide needed to remember he's being paid to accommodate the people on the tour, not set out to achieve personal best times. I know. It's incredible. I still haven't decided what to do about that. What would you all do? In terms of we have to give a review. And like, he was perfectly nice, and that was like nice how he showed us about the wild raspberries and wild strawberries. But really, this whole like massive rush down the mountain, and actually he didn't wait much on the way up. And I know what he said, he finds it boring and he finds it a drag if he goes slower. But he's got to recognise that people aren't as fit as him. He goes up and down the mountain 6 days a week. Sharon Mummy says, thank you for taking us on your holiday with you. I'm really enjoying these videos. Thank you, Sharon. Tracy 4 said, loving your holiday vlogs, Emma. Thank you, Tracy. Brooke says, I'm glad you showed pictures later with the cattle. I was wondering what kind of animals live in that rocky region. And I did say back to Brooke, but I just wanted to say to everybody, did you spot the Abruzzen dog? There's a certain breed of dog that they have that are trained to look after the cattle. They're really beautiful dogs, a little bit like Labradors or Golden Retrievers. I'm just trying to think what the dogs are called, the special Abruzzen dogs. But they do look very much like Labradors. Brooke goes on to say, you certainly do like travelling to Italy. Now we know why it's a second language your daughter is learning. I think it's wonderful. How much do you adjust to your daughter's allergies? I know the name of the dog. It's a Mare Mano Abruzzese, for those of you that like dogs. Moving home in my late 40s has been hard for my parents. Yeah, I can imagine. That's a very different situation for everybody, isn't it? But you seem to manage everything well, Brooke, with your sort of like, the area that you've shown us and your house and so on. And then Brooke goes on to say, I'm not sure what her allergies are, but most meals can be adjusted for mine. Can you remind me of what your allergies are, Brooke? I don't like my daughter feeling like she's different or that she's missing out. So I kind of feel like if there's definitely not something for her, then like, for instance, I don't like the thought of sitting eating pizza in front of her, because I know she likes her freeform pizza, or sitting eating chips. I would never do that. Yeah, she's doing great with her Italian. Everybody says, did your daughter go to a bilingual school? Or does she go to an Italian school in England? Or how does she learn? Does she learn Italian at school? They can't work it out. And then everybody has said that she's not got any English accent, which makes me very pleased. Carolyn says, those prices are great. Yes, I'm very pleased. Do you know, my mum and my dad gave my daughter some holiday money, and my mum, every holiday, she always gives my daughter some money to treat the three of us, which is really nice, because that kind of gives my daughter that responsibility, but also the control of the money as to what the three of us are going to be bought. So today we got 3 waters. We got 2 gelato ice cream, so they were like medium size, so 2 tubs of ice cream. And she got a copy of a Calippo, a cola Calippo. And when we worked it out, compared to previous holidays, it looks like we'll be able to do a second round with the money that my mum gave. I think my mum's given a bit more this time than what she gave last time, but certainly the money is definitely stretching well this holiday, which is good. Cook Mum says, no, we've never talked about turtles with you and I. It doesn't surprise me though that we have another thing in common. It's so funny. Cook Mum Andrea said about having turtles in Germany, and I've loved turtles and tortoises since I was very young. See if you can spot the turtle in this video. I think that might have already been shown, but see if you can spot it, and I'll tell you all a story about that turtle. You have to guess how old that turtle is. Chaos Organised says, I cannot throw plastic and general waste either. It's like throwing litter on the floor. It's just not possible. I hate that. And Italy has become so much better at recycling. There used to be no recycling facilities at all when we came on holiday in Italy. And once you're in the habit of recycling, it's so much harder. They don't have those facilities that you're used to. I mentioned earlier, didn't I, about the beach we went to today. It wasn't as clean as some of the other beaches that we've gone on. And I felt obliged just to pick some litter up. And as I did, I looked over and saw another man had picked a bottle up, a whole bottle. And then I was picking up a few bits and pieces of plastic, and I looked down and there was a smash bottle on the stones. So I stood and picked all the little pieces up. It just seemed such a shame when people would do that. But I do think the more rubbish there is on a beach, the more likely someone else is just going to add to it. It's the sort of thing that people need to keep on top of. I still haven't posted the videos and the photographs I took of the houses we went to. So I've got some news about that. It's quite exciting, some of the places that we looked around. One of the houses is just so typically Italian, and you could see such potential, but I just think it needed so much work. It probably would take about 8 years for us coming every single summer doing work on it. I just don't think it's realistic for us to actually have it as a holiday home anytime soon, and that's not what we want, is it? I also laughed and said to my daughter it would be a money pit, because it would need so much investment in it without actually bringing any sort of income. But really cute place. I will post that and you can have a little look. If you're not interested, you don't have to watch it, because I know some people are only really interested in my tidying up videos. So that little video that I just took of the sea was after we sat down and paddled and looked at the stones and looked at the sea glass. But today my daughter has been very tired. She definitely needs her sleep like I do. We'd have 2 really late nights. She gets a bit grumpy when she's really tired and hungry. But then I just now showed you a little clip. She did have fun, even though she was hungry. She said she took her mind off things by helping with the dinner. So this is not something normally we ask her to do. But she chopped up the pepper, she chopped up the cucumber and the tomatoes and prepared the salad, put it all in bowls, brought it out and set all the table. So she got a lot of praise for that, because she's not asked to do any jobs like that. So I was very pleased with her that she did that. And then the next video goes on to me tidying up after dinner. So as you can see, the kitchen area is very small, not much work surface at all. So I did all the washing up, wiping up, and then I just tidied round a little bit on the table. Not much, still left with a bit of a pile of stuff. And if you're really lucky, well, not if you're lucky, but if you're a Hawkeye, you'll spot a box that says caramelle 50 cents, because what my daughter has done is that she got some sweets from the shop. She's worked out how much each sweet is worth. I've sat down with her and done the maths and showed her how much I've lent her. So I'd lent her €7 to buy the sweets. We've worked out how much each sweet is, how much each lolly is, and how much she'd need to sell each one in order to make a profit. And then these little girls that she's become friends with, the 3 of them go out selling the lollies. Good on her, I say. And then I finish with a video which shows the Trabocchi coast. So thank you very much for watching my video. Thank you for your ongoing support, your comments, your likes. Very much appreciate all of your comments. I love reading through them. I hope you're all well, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!